Hello and welcome to Jerry's Cornish Kitchen, and today I am doing comfort food at its best. I am doing a fish crumble. What could be better on a cold evening than tucking into a nice big plate of fish crumble? Right, now if you're thinking I prefer fish pie with mashed potato on the top, then please do the recipe as I'm showing you, and instead of putting crumble topping on it, put your mashed potato topping on it. That's absolutely fine, and sometimes I would do the same. But fish crumble just gives it a little bit of texture, a little bit of crunch, and a little bit of extra interest, and I just love it. Right, let's get the ingredients out, shall we? So here we have our filling for our fish crumble. I have 500 grams of fish, and I have a selection of whitefish, salmon and smoked haddock. Now whatever you use, the choice is yours, and I'm going to dice them up into nice chunks. I have 3 eggs which I'm going to hard boil. I put these into cold water, bring them up to the boil them for 6 minutes, take them out and cool them under cold running water for 5 minutes. I have 2 leeks which I'm going to slice down the middle, give them a good wash and then chop. I have 1 medium white onion which I'm going to finely dice. I have 40 grams of butter and 40 grams of flour to make the sauce, along with a bay leaf, a vegetable stock cube, a bunch of parsley which I will finely chop, and 500 mils of milk. And then into the crumble I'm going to put a tablespoon of capers. Now if you don't like capers, please don't put them in. The choice is yours, obviously. So here we have our ingredients for our crumble topping. I've got 3 thick slices of nice white bread with the crust removed. I've got 50 grams of grated mature cheddar and 25 grams of grated Parmesan cheese. I've got 40 grams of butter, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, a small bunch of parsley, and I'm going to grind some black pepper into it. Right, I'll show you how I make it. So to make the crumble topping, I'm going to turn the bread into breadcrumbs using a food processor. I'm just going to put the bread into the food processor and turn it into breadcrumbs. Like so. So to make our crumble topping, we get our breadcrumbs. We add into this our butter. Now I've melted this butter in the microwave, but please, as I always say, if you're going to melt butter in a microwave, put some cling film over the top of the dish. Otherwise, if it goes inside your microwave, you're going to spend the next 20 minutes cleaning it. So we have melted butter and the olive oil. And we give it a good mix. Right, and now we add our grated cheddar, our grated Parmesan, the parsley, which I've finely chopped, and a few grinds of our lovely black pepper. We don't need to add any salt to this because the 2 cheeses together will be quite salty, and that will season it enough. Right, that's our crumble topping made. We're going to stick that to one side and make the parsley sauce for our fish crumble. On a stove we put a saucepan on a medium heat. Once the saucepan's up to heat, we add our butter. Allow it to melt, and into this we're going to add our finely diced onions. We need to cook the finely diced onions until they become translucent, but we do not want to brown them. That just would not look good in our fish crumble. Once we're happy that they're translucent, we add the flour. A flour and butter mixture is called a roux. Don't have your saucepan too hot at this stage. We want to toast the roux, but we do not want to burn it. So as I say, we allow it to cook, and it sort of smells biscuity when it's ready. Once it's toasted enough, we begin slowly to add a small amount of our cold milk. Put it into the pan and give it a good stir. You'll see the roux start to dissolve into the milk. Once it's started to mix properly, add more milk, and again give it a good stir. It's an idea about now to use a whisk. Give it a real good whisk. We want to make sure we get all the lumps out at this stage. Once we're happy that the lumps aren't there, we add our bay leaf, vegetable stock cube, and give it another good whisk. Every time the mixture starts to thicken up, we add some more milk. A bit more milk, another whisk, allow it to heat up, it thickens up. A bit more milk, another good whisk, and allow it to thicken up. Eventually we use up all the milk. Give it a good stir, and once this comes up to a simmer, it's time to add our parsley. Once we've got it up to a bare simmer, in goes the chopped parsley and a nice amount of ground white pepper. Give it a good stir and bring this up to the simmer. Once it comes up to a simmer, we want it to very gently simmer for about a minute. It's a good idea about now to taste it. It should be absolutely perfect, but it may need more seasoning. Once it's simmered for a minute, we put a lid on it, put it to one side, and we get back to our fish crumble. Right, so before we assemble our dish, I've got to sort out these leeks. You might think I've forgotten about them, but I actually haven't. What I do is I put them into a glass bowl, a little bit of salt, a little bit of white pepper. I cover it in cling film. A couple of small holes in the top. And now I'm going to put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Yes, you heard, a microwave. So after 1 minute, we give them a little shake around. And now we put them in for 1 minute more. And after 1 minute more, we have perfectly steamed leeks, and they're just cooked, and these will be perfect to put in the bottom of our fish crumble. Right, let's assemble our fish crumble, shall we? So I have my casserole dish or pie dish, which I put on a tray, and I'm sure you know by now I prefer to clean a tray than my oven. So into this, the first thing I'm going to add is my leeks. Boiled egg, and as you can see, 6-minute boiled eggs, absolutely perfect. Now, eggs are traditional in a British fish pie or fish crumble because they were used at a time when fish was very expensive and helped to bulk it out. Now, I don't know if you bought fish recently, but I would say that fish is now very expensive, so I like to use eggs to bulk it out. And now we're going to put in our lovely fish. And now I'm going to add my capers. As I say, if you don't like capers, don't put them in. But I think they just add that little bit of sharpness and just add to the overall dish. Right, now for our sauce. So our sauce goes straight over the top. And again, give it a little mix around. Nothing much. Now the sauce may look like it's a little bit thick, but as the fish cooks, it will give out liquid and that will thin it down. And I don't like my fish crumble when it's finished to be too runny. And now we add our lovely crumble topping. And this is a good layer. And this will be crunchy, chewy, cheesy. Oh, it really is too good. So I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees centigrade, which will be 160 fan, 350 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. And I'm going to put this in, I would say, for about 40-45 minutes, but I'll check it at 30 just to have a look. If at 30 it's starting to get too brown, I'll just put some tin foil over the top. Right, off it goes. So there we have it, our fish crumble straight out of the oven. Now mine took 45 minutes exactly, but just keep an eye on yours. It might take 40, it might take 45, it might take 50. It just needs to be bubbling nicely and it's fully cooked. Doesn't that look lovely? Oh, that topping is crunchy, a little bit chewy with the cheese. There we go. How does that look? That looks good enough to eat, I reckon. Cool. I think I might have to have a bit. Lovely. Well, there we have it. Fish crumble. And don't that look lovely? Cool. I tell you what, I normally wait for my wife and my kids to come home, but I ain't going to this time. That is just so good. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please subscribe, press the like button and leave a comment. And thank you very much for watching Jerry's Cornish Kitchen. Oh, mate.